going to lose subscribers tonight because I think a lot of you are going to be like, well, Chop sold out, because try as I might, I could not hate the words that were coming out of Pat McAfee's mouth tonight. I found Pat very entertaining. Now, hear me out. I don't think Pat should be included in this program. Cody and Randy did not need it. But when he grabbed the microphone, boy howdy was I entertained. And I know, Chop is a sellout. Actually, CM Punk is a sellout if you listen to that promo, because Pat McAfee laid into CM Punk and he had the receipts to back up what he was saying. Boy howdy, I did not think that Pat McAfee would be winning in a promo off against CM Punk, but here we are, 2026, right? All right, so for the new viewers though, if you want to win the belt, all you gotta do is subscribe. I need subscribers for all the ones I'm gonna lose tonight, so please subscribe to the channel and you can win this belt. All you gotta do is comment also. So comment, subscribe, those are the two things you gotta do to win. At 20,000 subscribers, gonna give it away. Not a toy, people. It's a replica. All right, so let's get going. Yeah, all right, so Pat McAfee. Man, I want to hate that when he grabs the microphone, but the things he says is so entertaining from a heel perspective, and the fans just hate him. They hate him, and he leans into it like a heel should. And I'm old school and love a good heel. But it was so chaotic. He would say face things, then he would say heel things. He literally got booed for getting the ticket sales to go down 25%. He was like, I called up Ram and I got them to do a sale, 25% off. Boo, boo. Cody Rhodes comes out, and we've all been like, Cody Rhodes is boring and lame, and then he's making fun of Cody while he's coming down, and the fans are booing Pat for doing that. It's like, Pat, if anybody else would have said the things that Pat McAfee was saying, I'm telling you, everybody would have been like, wow, I can't believe that guy cooked everybody so hard. But no, it's Pat McAfee, so it's like, boo, Pat, boo. Pat McAfee literally said, hey, CM Punk, you know all these fans, these poor fans that you're trying to get the ticket sales lowered for? Let me ask you something. What about that coat you were wearing? What about that shirt you were wearing? I'm pretty sure that when TKO writes the royalty checks, it's going into your bank account and not the poor people who can't afford the WrestleMania tickets. Like, dang. And then he brought up Saudi Arabia. John Cena didn't even bring up Saudi Arabia and how CM Punk, if you want to know what happened, basically CM Punk did a very mean tweet a long time ago, basically saying that WWE, everybody was just sellouts for going to Saudi Arabia. And then when he rejoined the company, he was like, no, I was mad at The Miz. I wasn't mad at Saudi Arabia. And then he apologized. And I got that in an Easter egg video from a couple days ago. And so go watch that if you want to really get a better explanation. But it's like, Pat McAfee brought it up. And that's, God, I got to keep saying this because I think people aren't going to hear me. I don't want Pat McAfee in this feud. But the things he's saying, it's like nobody else could get away with this. Not one person could get away with this. And I am just shocked. I am shocked and awed that he said the things that he said. If Roman said those things that he was saying tonight, like, people would have been like, Roman destroyed him, destroyed his career. It's insane. I am very much looking forward to CM Punk's response on Monday Night Raw, or what maybe Roman will respond to something that he said. But it's like, this is almost like WrestleMania 40. I'm a little more invested in Pat McAfee and Cody Rhodes than I am Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. Just like I was more invested with The Rock and Cody than Roman and Cody at WrestleMania 40, which is like, it's sad. And then Jelly rolls back, and that, oh man. It's like, this is so convoluted. Like, they just didn't need it. If Pat McAfee wasn't in this main event program and he was just doing his own thing, you know, kind of in like an isolated storyline, then it would be great. But they just didn't need this. And we didn't need Jelly Roll either. Like, Jelly Roll comes up to Cody at the beginning and is like, come on, man, this is about you and Randy. It's only about you and Randy. Then why are you there, Jelly? Why are you there, Jelly? And so it's like, at least Pat McAfee is saying it's like, he's saying that he's there for our own good. At least Pat McAfee believes he should be there in kayfabe. Jelly Roll's like, it's not about me, and then he's here. And then later we'll go to the actual promo, and like Pat McAfee is he reminds me honestly of Bobby the Brain Heenan, kind of, and people are gonna unsubscribe because I said that. I know the Brain. I love the Brain. Love the Brain. And it's like, he's just so, you hate him, but he knows what to say. He makes sense. He got fans to boo the fact that they were lowering ticket sales. And then he says, night 2 sucks. He says, night 2 sucks compared to night 1. All you need to do is go see night 1. I've never heard that. I've never heard an on-screen character say something like that. Because it's like, why? Like, you're putting down your own product. But Pat McAfee, he just goes. He just goes and says whatever. And then when Cody Rhodes comes out, Cody tried hard to be like, like, oh, you finally got everybody to unite, and everybody hates you and stuff. And he got them to say, go home, Pat. And it was all right, but like, honestly, Pat McAfee, to me, owned Cody Rhodes. He owned Cody Rhodes even. Cody, tried to rally the people and say, these are my family and stuff, but it just, I don't know. The things that Pat are saying are so, like, on point, and I get it, like, for real. I know a lot of you people out there are hating me right now, thinking that I'm a total sellout or shill for WWE, trying to get on WWE programming. Trust me, I'm not. But, like, if it was anybody else saying these things, we would be just, It's like WWE is writing the celebrities better than they're writing their own characters. Even Little Yachty tonight was entertaining as Trick Williams' manager. He was entertaining as Trick Williams' manager, and he took a haluva kick. I Show Speed, having a program with LA Knight, where LA Knight invades his home on a live stream. Like, the celebrities are so getting the better storylines. And then the segment ends with Pat and Cody, where Randy suddenly just pops up because Cody was told that nobody could touch Pat McAfee. So Pat McAfee kept goading everybody throughout the night. And so when Cody finally snaps, because Pat won't let him just walk away. And that's a thing I hate. I just hate when the wrestlers just let the other wrestler walk away. You hate them. No, Pat just kept calling him out. So Cody goes to get back in the ring, and then Randy's like, Cody, look what I got, and it's Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll is the one that I'm not a big fan of Jelly Roll's inclusion in this, but like they pull Jelly Roll out, and that gets Cody to come and check on his friend, and then Pat's about to attack him. Cody turns around, and then Randy attacks. And Pat took the belt home with him. So, I'm conflicted. I'm very conflicted. I don't want Pat to be a part of this program, but he's here, and he is saying things that I have thought. They are kind of doing a little too much insider baseball. Like, one time he said they're calling IWC, that's the Internet Wrestling Community, but the fans don't know that. Like, you got to assume the fans don't know that at home, or the casual don't know that. And then I was talking about marks and how, I don't think they should be really leaning that hard into the behind the scenes internet lingo slang. But yeah, it is what it is at this point. Randy Orton and Pat McAfee, they're attached at the hip. And Randy had a funny line. He's like, he doesn't belong here. And even Pat was like, you don't belong here. You're an outsider. For Pat to call him an outsider, that's just so freaking hilarious. That is hilarious. I'm sorry, guys and gals. I don't want Pat here, but he's making the most of it. I'll grant them that. Oh, man. I hate myself. I'm going to have to take a shower for praising this segment because I was entertained. Are you not entertained? I was entertained. And then We had also on the show, I'll do an Easter egg. Do you guys and gals want to see an Easter egg? All right, so I'll try to do an Easter egg video on that. Then we also had Bayley versus Alexa Bliss, and this was it was a throwaway match. Alexa Bliss beat Bayley, surprise, surprise. Then again, Alexa has taken a lot of L's too, but it was just like, whatever, it was like, we are going to have a fatal 4-way at Mania, so let's just put some random people together, and it was nothing to write home about. Decent match, but nothing to write home about. Carmelo Hayes, he was in the back. It looks like they're trying to make it seem like he has a knee injury, therefore he can't be at WrestleMania. Trick Williams does come in and is like, oh man, I really wanted you to be it. I thought you were going to win. And Carmelo Hayes was kind of getting in his face about it and was like, just know that on the other side, I'm waiting. I hope you win. And then Little Yachty's there, and Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona is there too. And Little Yachty kind of puts Trick Williams in a match, and Trick's like, come on, man, don't do that. Very good dynamic right there. Very good dynamic. I do enjoy that. We'll talk more about Trick later. We have Drew McIntyre. He cuts a promo about how Jacob is like a thug, a criminal, and all these things, and how he put his family at risk. Took his actions are the reason why his family didn't get food. It's not Drew's actions. It's because he's a criminal. Great stuff. And then Drew will appear later in the night too to attack Jacob Fatu and actually put him in handcuffs and beat him up and stuff. The handcuffs wouldn't stay, so that was a little distracting, but pretty much he just beat him down and he handcuffed him and was like, you're a criminal and all these things. So, good stuff. It's like Drew always makes the most of his stuff. It's unfortunate that he's not champion right now, but he's in a pretty decent program with Jacob Fatu. He's definitely going to elevate Jacob. Solo confronted Jacob, which was weird, and then Solo put Tama Tonga in a match, and Solo brought up the fact that nobody knows how Jacob got his teeth kicked in. It's weird that Triple H will literally acknowledge drop storylines, but do nothing about it. He's just like, I haven't forgotten. I'm just not going to do anything about it. And that'll put Tama Tonga and Jacob in a wrestling match, and Jacob will win, and that's when Drew McIntyre attacks him. Decent stuff, whatever. Royce Keys was on tonight, which was weird, and Danhausen actually debuted tonight, wrestling-wise, and that was weird. For one, honestly, they're playing up Royce Keys, he does have a really good backstory. He had a really hard upbringing and stuff, and it's very, inspiring. It really is. However, I don't think we should be doing that right now. We should have this guy a heel right now. He should be like the anti-Oba Femi, but on SmackDown, right? And then when we eventually turn him into a baby face, that's when we actually tell his story. We tell his story right there. But that's I'm sorry, I got to take this call, so I'm going to cut it, and then I'll press play. All right, I'm back. Sorry, that was an emergency. This is why I need to quit my job, people. All right, so what was I talking about? Royce Keys. He should be the anti-Oba Femi. Make him and Oba Femi just plowing through the roster, so in 1 year from now, they can meet up, maybe at next year's WrestleMania. And then you flip Royce Keys to a babyface, and then the audience finds out his story. We're making him too sympathetic right now that nobody's ever going to want to boo this guy. We tell his sympathetic story in 1 year, and we get the most out of a heel run right now. That's what I think they should have done. But instead, they just made him appear, and then he squashed Berto. And then, so that's weird. Why not at least save him until after WrestleMania? Because a lot of people are always like, ooh, the SmackDown after WrestleMania, the Raw after WrestleMania. We could have at least saved him for that. Because, just a throwaway match a week before WrestleMania, nobody's, focused on that. And then also, Danhausen actually has his in-ring debut against Kit Wilson, and is this is a throwaway match. This match would have been a great little match on WrestleMania to cleanse the palate. You could have literally put this match on after Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar, because that's going to be such an adrenaline rush that this match would have been a palate cleanser. But no, they ended up putting it on SmackDown for some whatever reason. And he does the "You Are Cursed," and then because Kit Wilson is on top of the turnbuckle, and then the sparks go off, and it's I'm afraid we're going to, I think we might need to pull back a little on Danhausen because I don't want to overexpose him till we get sick of the joke, you know? But yeah, I don't think Danhausen should have been here. This could have been an easy 5-minute WrestleMania match. Like, we could have cut back on the entrances. We could have told them to pick up their step and had a 5-minute match, and Danhausen could have had a huge moment. Like, and Kit Wilson could have had a huge moment. These two are really big right now, and we could have capitalized on that. So that was really weird. And no tag team action tonight. We had also what else? Drew Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn comes out and he's like, I can hear the fans, so he's acknowledging that the crowd hates him. You know, it's so funny. It's so funny to me that they've ignored the IWC for so long. Now they're literally they're acknowledging the IWC in storylines, and Sammy's like, yeah, I can hear the boos. Months ago, I was like, I've always said that the IWC is actually 6 months to 1 year ahead of the curve, ahead of the arena. And 6 months ago, we were like, yeah, Sami Zayn, like, his character's stale. And now it's in the arenas and everybody's booing Sammy. And Sammy tries to rally people. He's like, yeah, you guys might be booing me, but I got fans out there. I still got fans out there. And those are the fans I'm fighting for. But then he still acts like a babyface. It's like he didn't even address the fact that he cheap-shotted Carmelo Hayes last week, which is weird. Trick comes out and he just owns him. Trick is such a natural, just owns him. And then Trick has his match with Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona. Sorry, he'll always be Zack Ryder to me. And during this, Little Yachty will take a haluva kick, and he sold it really well. Little Yachty knows his spot here. I don't know who Little Yachty is. I'm assuming he's a singer. I have no idea who this guy is, but like whatever, he's doing it. He knows his role and he's doing a great job in it. And Trick Williams will win here. And then the only other thing that really happened was Rhea Ripley came out with her. And Io Sky comes out, and of course they had to hug a bunch. And Io challenges Jade Cargill to a match, which will then Rhea will attack B-Fab and Michin, not Michim, Michin throughout the entire night. She attacks them, so it's Io and Jade, right? Just one-on-one. And Jade actually got a clean victory. Now, Io was suffering from like the attack on Monday, but it was a clean victory. That's like, honestly, is it her biggest win of her career? I mean, she did beat Asuka, but I don't know. Excuse me. I wish I could cut that out. But one take, one shot. But yeah, this is a huge victory for her. The problem with this was, so finally we get resemblance of a storyline, right? Rhea's mad because you beat up her friend. She's going and beating up Jade's friends. And then Jade Cargill wins. She goes get a chair to beat up Rhea some more, or Io some more. And then Rhea comes out. They stare down, and then Jade just walks away. Lame. You finally wrote them a story instead of just having them do lame promos against each other tonight. And then it was just so anticlimactic. But yeah, that's how it ended. Just anticlimactic. And that's your SmackDown review. Is that it? I think so. That's interesting. No Tiffany or whatnot. But yeah, so some questionable decisions. I don't like that they're celebrities, but they are writing the celebrities really well. And Danhausen should have been at Mania, and Royce Keys should have been the night after Mania. Pat McAfee, I hate that he's in this, but I love what he's saying. I'm conflicted. I'm just going to say, I'm going to give this SmackDown a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chops. I was entertained for the most part. Was it perfect? No, but nobody is. Nobody is, my friends. Nobody is. All right, boys. All right, girls. Let me know how many chops you think. See you, bye.